Alright bossos, it's time we talk about the gacha system and rerolling in Lost Sword. In my opinion, in this game it's not worth rerolling, and we'll talk about why in a second, but I know a lot of you will reroll anyway, so what are the best characters to go for? Before we start, as usual, hello the internets, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic is going to be not only what characters you should be rerolling for, but also how the gacha system works in this game, because I think it's important to explain it, and I don't want to make a standalone video for that, because it's a pretty simple system. So, let's start with the gacha system itself, and then we'll go, of course, into the reroll and what characters I would go for personally. Of course, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, we are live every day, all that good stuff. If you also prefer to read, instead of just hear me yapping for 8 minutes, both the gacha system and the reroll are already on the website if you prefer to go there. Now, all that for the introduction, let's start with the gacha system for Lost Sword. The gacha system for this game, it's really good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot because how generous the developers are. If they were more stingy, then I might change my opinion, but so far, considering the amount of freebies we get, dailies, events, etc., this gacha system has proven to be really good. So let's assume, for understanding's sake, that this is a new banner. Ran is a new character, right? So this banner just dropped. What's going on with this gacha? First of all, the most important part, any new character automatically goes into the normal gacha. So if I'm pulling for a normal multi that I got for free, I can get the newest character as well. Fantastic. This applies to both characters and pets. I really like this system because it's pretty nice. The PT is not shared between the normal banner and the rate up banners. So it's different, and the PT is at the 120. The best thing about 120 PT is that if I do 100 pulls, the PT does not reset. In the next two multis, you're guaranteed another character, and that is really good in my opinion. Not only that, but it also transfers in between banners. So if I do 100 pulls and I get a run, I can just save two multis, and the next banner I know I'm getting that character, so that is fantastic. The PT is not shared between pets and characters either, but it's pretty nice, a 3% for a 2% rate up. Pretty good, 3% SSR, or 5 stars in this case, and then a 2% to actually get that character. The highest rarity characters, aka holy characters, they are like the light and dark units, the pilgrim characters for this game, right? If you come here. These characters have the same rates as the rest of the characters. That is fucking huge! Compare that to like the Pilgrim Sneaker, the Eldain Sontrical, any light and dark system for, I don't know, Ethereal Restart, like any game that has lower rarity units, right? I usually dislike the systems. In here, these characters are stronger, but they have the same rates, so you don't have to worry about that. And once again, there are no limited characters, so you will be able to get all of them no matter what banner you are pulling on. Now, that's it about the gacha system. Let's talk a little bit about why I believe personally it's not worth rerolling, right? So this game, it's pretty generous. When you start playing, there's gonna be a few events for newbies that give you random characters. Not only random characters and a lot of multis, but also random holy characters. And this includes the new character that's releasing tomorrow with the global release. And there is two of those, if I remember correctly. There is two holy characters you will be able to get for free. And as you can see, all of these fucking multis, like, that is a lot. Yeah, there is two holy characters, and then basically all of the extra pulls. Not only you're getting all of those tickets and random SSRs, but in the exchange shop, or cheaper, not this one, this is 4K Milliage, but there is one that's cheaper for 1600, one per account, a selector that includes all the characters. And then there is one more per month, every single month for 4K, and there is 1 month, every single month for 20 souls. This depends how much you pull, of course, and I'll explain the shop tomorrow on a separate video, probably later today since I have to make like a few videos for today tomorrow. But yeah, so there is a lot of freebies, a lot of selectors, a lot of 5-star characters you will be getting just for playing the game. So in my opinion, it's not worth rerolling when you can just be playing the game. Now, I know people like having a really good start with their accounts, min-maxing as much as they can and getting the perfect start. So for those people, Sefhi, who should I be rerolling for? Is there specific characters that are stronger than others? Absolutely. In fact, if you are gonna commit to rerolling, I will say there is only 3 targets that are worth going for. Anything else is worthless because you are wasting time when you could be pushing content and getting more characters overall. So let's talk about those 3 characters, and there is like a 4th unit that I will say it's worth considering. The first one, of course, Tiamat. Strongest damage dealer in the game by far, highest base crit chance in the game. She destroys absolutely everything. How she works? Pretty simple. She uses her ultimate, and her ultimate will transform into being able to spam her active skill. So she will spam constantly black holes and destroy everything. Not only really good for AoE, best AoE in the game, but also for single target on bosses. Again, strongest damage dealer in the game, no reason not to go for her. She's fantastic. The second strongest DPS in the game, and some people will say she's even better than Tiamat, depending on the situation, is going to be Lancelot. And that is the second target for rerolling in this case. Lancelot is a character that, for the most part, just like Tiamat, is a really strong character. Not only she's able to spam her ultimate thanks to having a cooldown reduction on basic attacks, pretty strong, she has lifesteal and she scales with HP. And that's where the part of she can be stronger than Tiamat comes in, if you build the team around HP. But even if you go with a normal attack crit team rather than HP, she will still be the second strongest DPS in the game by far. Now, outside of these two characters, there is nothing else worth going for. There is one more unit that I will say you can settle for, and we'll talk about supports on a second. The other character you could be settling for if you get at the beginning, as you're starting to play, it's Merlin. Merlin is not an amazing DPS. Her DPS is good, and at high dopes, she's a nice DPS. But what she's providing for the team is different. It's utility. First, it's her freeze. She has a 9-second cooldown freeze for 1.5 seconds. And this is really good. A lot of bosses nowadays are immune to either Frozen or Root or specific CCs, but even then, she will carry you so much early on. Not only for the Frozen, both on her active skill and her ultimate, but also because this is one of the few characters that is providing crit chance as a passive to everyone in the team. Crit chance as a passive, it's hard to come by. Some cards will give it to you. Nowadays equipment, the endgame equipment, is also giving it to you, but for the most part, you barely see characters that give crit chance. So the utility she provides is fantastic. I will say this is a character you can settle for, no problem. Now, there are two more characters we need to talk about, and that is supports. So if you get Tiamat, you also want to be getting the best support for Wizard and Ranger characters, and that is Galahad. Galahad is a tank / support. She does a few things. First of all, as a tank, you will be able to take a lot of damage, but the important part is her ultimate. You will be able to get immunity for 5 seconds, and when you get +5, at least, as you can see, she's increasing Ranger, aka Archers and Wizards, attack by 250% for 20 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. That is fucking crazy. This is like one of the strongest buffers in the game, and also she's a tank. Right, so if you get Tiamat or you get Merlin, the support you want to be going for is Galahad, 100%. That's like the first combination. The second combination, of course, if you are going with Lancelot and you want to go with melee, recently we got finally a support for melee characters, and that is Diane Sedge, whatever her name is, Diane, beautiful waifu. She does a few things. She heals, she provides a shield, and just like Galahad, she will be increasing, as you can see, melee attack by 130% and additional damage by 22%. This is at level 4. You will be able to level this up further if you actually get her to +5, but I don't have her +5, I only got +3. So those are like the two combinations basically you want to be going for if you go to the reroll guide. There is going to be, of course, Neovediver. We'll talk about this girl on a second, but she's the new character. And then there is the supports. You either go melee or you either go range. Whatever you prefer to go with those two characters that you mix and match. Now, Sefhi, why is Neovediver here? She hasn't been released yet. What's going on? She not only has CC like Merlin, is a stronger CC, but she buffs, she heals, she does absolutely everything while also being a DPS. Now, she hasn't been released, but this is the half anniversary character on a game that likes to release power creep units, so she is going to be strong. If you get her and you are watching other videos and you are like, oh, Neovediver is not on these videos recommended, I'm gonna reroll for Lancelot on Tiamat. No, keep your account, Neovediver is good, but then again, she's the newest addition into the game. That said, those are like the units I will say you can settle for. You either go full melee, Lancelot, Diane, or you go Ranger with Tiamat or Merlin and Galahad, right? Those are like the best combinations to go for. That said, once again, I don't think it's really worth going for the reroll, but I know a lot of you will be rolling anyway. You are more addicted than me, alright? And that's saying a lot already. That said, that's gonna be everything for today. As usual, we are live every single day. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you in the next one.